Hey everybody, welcome back to Castle Farms Homestead. Today is a fun day. I am doing a little project here that is hopefully going to produce a lot of yummy berries for us in the future. I purchased a bunch of cuttings from a thornless blackberry. It's a triple crown variety, thornless blackberry. And what I'm doing now is I am going to, well, I've started already, you can see, plant them, the cuttings, into some pots and let them sit, I guess, over winter here. And hopefully they will grow roots and we can then plant them in the springtime and get lots of plants out of them. Now, I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever done it. And so hopefully I don't screw this up. But from everything I've seen, doing my little research on YouTube University, everybody has different ways that they're doing it. And what that seems to tell to me, and everybody has great success with it, so I'm thinking you pretty much can't screw this up. There's multiple ways that you can do it, and blackberries are so vigorous, they just seem to want to propagate on their own. So I'm not saying I can just do whatever, but I'll show you what I'm doing here today. So I'm taking these cuttings. Some of them are, they're different lengths. This one looks like it's, about 16 inches long or so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the leaves that are on it. And I think I'm going to try to make 2 cuttings out of this. It was already in water. Let's see, let's get where we can see that. It was already in water, and you can see that it's already starting to sprout roots on this end. This is the tip, the new growth end. And the lady that did the cuttings, she put the tips in the water. And I know that you can propagate blackberries by just taking the existing plant and the long shoots that come off it and just setting the tip down on the ground and holding it there with something, some kind of weight or something, and it will automatically root itself. So this, just being in the water for a little while, has started to root just in the water. Now, I'm actually going to try to root it from both ends. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take where these leaves are coming off right here, and I'm just going to snip that off. Get where you can see it. I'm just going to snip it off right there. Get that out of the way. I'm trying to do this one-handed because Brady has all the video stuff, and he's doing a job for somebody else with it, and so I'm stuck without the tripods and without the microphones, but I think I can do this. So anyway, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off this one here, and that one there, and you can see each of these places where the leaves come off. See that little thing coming off right between where the leaf was and the stem? Those little nodes, that's where new stuff is going to grow. And I think that area is where maybe some of the roots start to grow, but I think maybe, I don't know, the roots may just kind of grow out of the stems too. But anyway, I'm going to finish cleaning this one off, and then I'll show you what I'm doing next. Okay, here's my stem, clean of all the leaves that were on it. There's the tip out there. And so about halfway through here, I think right in this section right here, I'm going to cut that. And so I have 2 pieces. Okay, there's my 2 pieces. So I'm going to take this one, which was the bottom section here, and I'm going to clean this up down here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that at a diagonal again. That will be the bottom part will go in. And then at the top, I'm going to leave that just cut straight across. And somebody I saw on the video, on one of the videos, did this where he cut a diagonal at the bottom, and I know that's good so that you get more uptake of fluid into the stem. And he does a flat cut on the top so he remembers which side's which when he's actually putting them in. So I thought, well, that's a good idea. So I'm going to do that. So I've got my diagonal cut down here and my straight cut at the top. And then on this one here, I'm going to use this tip part as the root. So it's actually going to go in the ground upside down. And there's my flat tip at the other side. Remind me that that's at the top. And now I'm going to take those tips that are going in the ground and put them in some rooting compound. I'm going to get the tip of it a little wet, put that down in the water. So that's a little wet. And then I've got my rooting compound down here. I'm just going to stick it down in there and just kind of move it around and then shake all the excess off. And then this end is just going to get shoved right into the ground, or into the pot in the soil. There we go. That simple. Same thing with this one. Brady has come home and now he's going to try to intrude on my video. So I'm going to get that one wet too. And it's too big to fit in the rooting compound. But you know, actually, I've got those extra pieces. I think I'm going to cut those off. There we go. I cut them off. So now it's just that. I'm going to put that in the rooting compound down here. Get some on there. Shake it off. And that's going to go into my potting mix. You're not seeing what I'm doing because I'm not paying attention. There we go. Now I'm trying to get at least two of these nodes down into the dirt and have at least a couple up above too. So that's it. It's that simple. Not too bad, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and just keep doing that on the rest of these here. I think I can get a couple of cuttings off of each one. And then when they do grow, the roots, I saw that they could all be kind of clumped together in there. If you wait too long, it'll be a big ball of roots. But if you don't wait that long, then you can separate them all. And maybe then I'll put them into separate pots or something. I don't know. But we'll try to get them started this way. And it'll be exciting to see what it looks like in a couple months. So one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that one guy said he likes to rough up the surface before he puts the rooting compound on. That way it can soak in a little bit better. So I thought, well, we'll give that a try. To be honest, I have not been consistent with that. And so some of them I've done it on, some of them I haven't, because I just keep forgetting to do it. But 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 11 in that one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 11 in that one. So it looks like I'm doing about 11 per pot right now. So I bought these cuttings for $5 a piece. And it looks like most of them, I'm going to be able to get 2 plants out of each one of these. So for essentially $2.50 per plant, which is pretty good. That's not bad. And now if you know somebody who has blackberries, they're probably trying to get rid of this stuff. I didn't know anybody, so I had to turn to looking online to see what I could find. But if you know somebody, get cuttings from them, or ask if you can just go get cuttings from them. Do a little research, because I know what to cut and all, but but it's not that difficult. So anyway, yeah, I think this is a great way to get plants pretty cheap. And we're all about getting things cheap around here. Not poor quality, just inexpensive. So I think that's, kind of the whole thing of homesteading, right? You're trying to live less expensively and make things do with what you have. And find new ways of doing things. We've got way more plants with cuttings than I'm going to have space for in these buckets. But I do understand you can pack them in pretty good, and then you just have to separate all the roots later. So I guess that's what I'm going for. I could plant each one individually and just have individual plants, but I didn't want to have to move that many buckets around if I have to move them. So I'm trying to keep it contained here into 4 buckets. So we're going to put them in the hoop house and let them sit there. I'll try to remember in a couple of months to check them, see if we've got some good roots growing.
Cool out here when
Yeah.
they're nice and a little cool.
Oh, great. So here's it's grown a bunch of roots. So that is essentially a new plant right there already with roots. I think I'm going to plant that one along with, you thought that one had a lot of roots? Check that out. That was just been sitting in the water. No, I take that back. This was a cutting from a tip that came down and made contact with the ground and had started to sprout in the ground. And then it was just cut off for that new plant. So I'm going to plant that whole thing in the ground today. So I'll have a couple in the ground already. Well, there you have it. Got 4 buckets full with 74 cuttings planted in those buckets. Then I've got those 2 with the root balls on them that I'm going to plant in the ground. So we've got a total of 76 possible plants. That is awesome. Can't wait for all the blackberries we're going to get from those.